I remember the night vividly. We sat across from each other at the dinner table, the clinking of forks the loudest sound in the room. There was a silence between us, not a comfortable one, but one that screamed of all the words left unsaid, all the feelings unacknowledged. His gaze was distant, his presence miles away, and a cold ache settled in my chest, heavy with despair. Every conversation had become a minefield. What started as simple exchanges often devolved into sharp retorts and defensive walls, each word carefully chosen to protect rather than connect. We spoke, but we weren't communicating. We were just two people lobbing verbal grenades across a widening chasm. The love we once shared felt like a distant, fading memory. It wasn't just the big arguments. It was the constant, subtle jabs, the unthinking criticisms that chipped away at my spirit daily. Each unkind word, each snide remark, left an emotional bruise that accumulated over time. I felt like I was shrinking, my sense of self withering under the weight of an atmosphere thick with unspoken resentment and casual cruelty. The catalyst was our anniversary. He forgot. Not just a small detail, but the entire day, a promise of a special evening completely lost to him. I sat alone in a restaurant, a single tear tracing a path down my cheek, feeling utterly forgotten and worthless. That night, I knew something had to profoundly change, or I would shatter. The human cost was immense. I felt a soul-crushing isolation even when we were in the same room. Every day was an emotional battle, leaving me exhausted, filled with a constant dread of what fresh hurt the next interaction might bring. I was losing myself to this pain, and in doing so, I felt I was losing the person I once loved most. Our beautiful future, once so clear, had become a hollow echo of a dream. A friend, noticing my withdrawn state, gently nudged me. She shared a story about her own relational struggles and how focusing on words that heal had transformed her marriage. Her simple, yet profound advice struck a chord within me. Could this be the missing piece? Could kindness, offered intentionally, truly be the key to unlocking the walls that had grown between us? I dove into research, discovering the work of Dr. John Gottman, whose studies highlighted the profound impact of intentional kindness and positive regard in relationships. It wasn't about grand gestures, but the consistent, small acts of verbal affirmation and empathy. This was my aha moment. Our brains are wired for connection, and choosing kind words isn't just about politeness. It's about actively cultivating empathy, rewiring our interaction patterns, and rebuilding the bridge of love. The next morning, at the breakfast table, the familiar quiet tension hung heavy. My heart pounded with a mix of fear and determination. I took a deep breath and, looking at him, managed a small, authentic compliment about a project he'd completed. He looked up, surprised, a flicker of something unreadable in his eyes. It was a tiny moment, but it felt monumental, a terrifying first step into vulnerability. The initial attempts were awkward. He was wary, perhaps even skeptical of my sudden shift. There were days I wanted to give up, to retreat into the comfortable bitterness of our old patterns. But I persisted, choosing kindness in small, intentional ways, a genuine thank you, an appreciation for something he did, a soft tone instead of an accusing one. We were two strangers learning a new language, taking fragile steps. Slowly, imperceptibly at first, the atmosphere began to shift. The crushing weight of tension lessened, replaced by a cautious ease. His responses to my kind words, once met with suspicion or silence, started to soften. He began to reciprocate, not always perfectly, but enough for me to feel a fragile bridge of connection starting to form between us, one word at a time. We established small daily rituals. A gentle good morning, "I'm glad you're here," replaced the hurried silence. I practiced active listening, truly hearing him without immediately formulating my retort. I offered affirming words, validating his feelings and efforts. Each small act, each chosen word, was a brick in the foundation of our rebuilt trust, strengthening our bond. There were still moments when old habits threatened to resurface, where doubt crept in, whispering that it was all for nothing. But instead of reacting with bitterness, I chose empathy. Instead of accusation, I offered gentle correction. Seeing his genuine efforts, even imperfect ones, strengthened my resolve and my growing faith in our ability to heal. We even started tackling difficult conversations, but with our new tools. Instead of immediately defending myself, I learned to acknowledge his feelings first. "I hear you," or "I can see why you feel that way." It wasn't about agreeing, but about validating his experience. This simple shift disarmed so many potential arguments, allowing us to heal old wounds together rather than deepening them. Then one evening, it happened. A shared joke, a spontaneous burst of genuine laughter from both of us, echoing in the living room. It was a sound I hadn't realized I'd missed so profoundly until it returned. The lightness in the air, the easy smiles, the rediscovered joy of simply being together felt like a precious gift, deeply treasured after years of emotional drought. Now our home is filled with a language of love. Kind words are not just an effort, but a natural expression of our connection. We've created a safe space where vulnerability is embraced, not met with judgment. His gentle touch, my open heart, speaks volumes without words, but the words themselves, chosen with care and kindness, ensure our bond is stronger, more resilient than ever before. Our relational reality is transformed. The constant undercurrent of tension has been replaced by a deep sense of peace and harmony. There's mutual respect, unwavering support, and a comfort in our silence that speaks of genuine connection. We communicate not just to convey information, but to affirm our love, to build each other up, and to celebrate the beautiful life we are rebuilding, word by intentional word. Our love isn't just surviving, it's thriving. Sometimes, I still think back to those silent dinners, to the ache of disconnection that once defined our relationship. That memory isn't painful anymore. It's a powerful teacher, a stark reminder of how far we've come. It fuels my gratitude for the warmth, the intimacy, and the genuine connection that now fills our lives. A testament to what is possible when you choose kindness. The ultimate boon is a deep intimacy I never thought we could achieve. It's more than just physical closeness. It's a profound understanding, an emotional closeness, a spiritual bond that makes us feel truly intertwined. There's an unspoken trust, an unwavering presence, a quiet knowing that we are each other's safe harbor, always. It fills me with a joy that hums beneath my skin. I discovered that words aren't just tools for communication. They are medicine for the soul. My voice, once a source of pain or silence, became a healing balm. His words, once sharp or absent, became a comforting embrace. This commitment to kindness, this daily practice of choosing love in our speech, has proven to be the most profound language of our connection. If your relationship feels distant, if unkind words have carved a chasm between you, know this: the power to heal, to connect, to rediscover love is within your grasp. Choose kindness. Choose to speak words that heal. Your story of transformation, your path to genuine connection, can begin today. Let your voice be the balm that brings you closer to the ones you love.